Hello, everyone. My name is Mallory, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm streaming from Lenape territory, which is now known as New York City. I live in Uptown Manhattan, and I am Singaporean, Chinese, French, American, and very, very excited to be here as part of Mixed Asian Fest. For the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to do a breath practice with some movement that will help get us focused, energized for the next 20 minutes or so. So no matter where you are, you can do this sitting any way you like. If you're on a chair, just make sure you're sitting nice and tall with both feet firmly on the floor if you can. And you can close your eyes or lower your gaze if that's more comfortable for you. Either way, turn your attention inwards and notice how your breath feels moving in your body. Start to breathe a little deeper, a little more slowly. And as you inhale, really feel the movement of the breath in your body, maybe expanding your belly, filling up your lungs, filling up your chest. And as you exhale, feeling your lungs empty, your ribs moving inwards, your belly relaxing. And as you breathe here, notice how you feel right now. Notice any physical sensations, thoughts, or emotions that you may be feeling. And no matter what's there, no matter what's present for you, can you welcome it into your experience? Can you allow it to be present without getting too absorbed into it? Simply noticing what's there. Good. We'll start with a simple breath practice called 5-5-5 breath. We're going to breathe in for 5 counts, hold the breath for 5 counts, and then exhale for 5 counts, all through the nose. Before we start, I'd like all of us to take a deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. Good, 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. 1 more, deepest breath so far today. Exhale, release. We'll start. Inhale through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, continue on your own, keeping count. Keeping a steady pace and a steady breath. When we count and breathe, we are bringing our mind and our breath into harmony. creating a sense of focus. And if your mind wanders at all, no worries at all. Just bring it back to your breath, to your counting. Each time we bring our attention back, we're strengthening that mental muscle of choosing where we focus our attention, of choosing what we give our energy to. For just the next few moments, choose to give your attention to your breath and to your counting. Good. Do one more full round of breath like that. And when you finish that round, you can allow your breathing to return to a natural flow in and out through your nose. And keep your attention inwards for a moment and just notice if that short exercise has shifted anything in the way you're feeling, if at all. Now that we are perhaps a little more present, a little more focused, I'd like to do a movement exercise that will help bring in a little more energy into our system. And for this, we're going to bring our arms up like this. And as we inhale, we will inhale through the nose, arch the spine, and then exhale through the mouth. Bring the fists and elbows in together and then round the spine. And if this movement isn't possible for you because of an injury or any reason, you can do the same breath pattern along with us, breathing in through the nose deeply and out through the mouth deeply in the same way. And if you like to add in the movement, we'll all start together now. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose as we arch the spine. Exhale through the mouth, round the spine, bring the fists and elbows in together. Deep breath in, open up the chest and the palms. Exhale, curl inwards, empty out every drop of air. Inhale, come up, stretch open, breathe in. Exhale, empty, release. Keep going to your own pace, taking slow, deep, intentional breaths. There's no need to rush. Give each breath your full attention. Breathing deeply. And with each inhale, we bring fresh oxygen into the body, into the brain. With each exhale, we let go of carbon dioxide and other waste products. So use each breath as an opportunity to take in new energy, to fuel your body, and also to release, to empty what you no longer need. Honoring both parts of this cycle. Powerful breaths. See if with each breath you can breathe a little deeper. See if with each movement you can stretch a little further. This is also a great exercise to counteract the effects of sitting at a laptop or hunching over your phone. Really good for the health of your spine and your central nervous system. Keep going. Deep breaths. Breathe deeper than you've ever breathed before. Good. We'll do 3 more like this. Really make them count. Beautiful. This time, inhale, come and sit up tall, relax your shoulders and arms, and hold the breath in. Close your eyes, stay full of air, stay. Exhale, release, empty. Keep your attention inwards, allow your breathing to flow naturally. Notice the effect of that practice on your heart rate, on how your body feels, on your breath. And see if you can slow down your breath. Let's take some deeper, slower breaths in and out through the nose. After we go through an intense experience or workout and our heart rate's elevated like that, we can use our breath to bring our nervous system back to a state of calm, to slow down our heart rate, because the breath is connected physiologically to our heart rate to a lot of other functions in the body through the autonomic nervous system. So now we're going to focus on slowing down our breath and activating this parasympathetic response in the nervous system, the rest and digest response, which is associated with a slow breath pattern. It's also what allows our body to digest food well. And to rest and be in a state of calm, which is neurologically related to creativity and problem solving, as well as empathy. So if you're ever feeling stressed, simply slowing down your breath like this is something really simple that you can do to start to change those physiological responses in your body. Beautiful. We're going to keep with this nice, slow, deep breath and add in an arm movement if you like. So for this, we're going to bring our palms together in front of our heart. As we inhale deeply, we'll bring the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we'll open the palms and trace this lotus flower shape. This is called blooming lotus. So we inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, open, trace this lotus flower shape with your hands. Good. You can close your eyes and really drop into this movement. Now, invite you to really make it your own. Allow each lotus that comes out to be a full expression of your unique self. And staying with this slow, deep breath and feeling our breath and the movement of our body come into harmony. Inhaling, reaching up, growing out into the world. Exhaling, opening. This seems like such a simple exercise, but it's actually taught me so much about how to be in the world, how to create, how to express myself. Inhale, growing up fearlessly. Exhale, opening into your full expression, giving the gift of yourself to the world. Inhale, gathering strength, bringing in energy to the body. Exhale, opening out, giving your breath back to the space around you. As you breathe and move, tune into this cycle, the cycle of the breath. And sometimes doing a simple movement as we breathe is a really good way to also help focus our mind, to give ourselves something to pay attention to so that we can become really absorbed in our breathing, so that we can be less distracted by our thoughts. Give each breath, each movement your full attention, your full presence, your full care, knowing that each breath is unique. You only get to breathe it once. So savor and appreciate every drop of it. Beautiful. Let's do one more. You can relax your hands and your arms. Let's keep our attention inwards just for a few more moments. Continuing to take these slow, deep breaths. And experiencing the breath as a wave in your body. Breathing in, filling up, expanding, taking in, absorbing new energy, new oxygen. Exhaling, releasing, letting go of waste, shedding. This cycle of your breath is the same cycle that so many things in nature move through, from the trees blooming and bearing fruit to shedding their leaves in the fall, to the moon waxing and growing full and then emptying and waning, becoming new again. Within each breath, this fundamental cycle of nature is encoded into you. And it's the same cycle that every creative project, every creative endeavor also goes through. The beginning of the inhale, the new idea that grows and blooms into the world into its full expression, and then letting go, making space so that we may move on to the next creation. Breathe deeply and allow yourself to feel the incredible wisdom that you hold within you, that you hold within each breath. We'll close by taking a moment of gratitude for our breath, the incredible physiological mechanism that keeps us alive and able to do everything that we do in the world, and also connects us to the cycle of life through the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, connects us with the trees, with the world all around us, reminding us that we don't exist in isolation. We're always in relationship with the air, the atmosphere around us, in a creative exchange, taking in and giving back. Thank you to the miracle that is our breath. When you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes and rejoin us. Thank you so much for moving and breathing with me. It is such a pleasure to be here and to get to share just a little bit of what I've learned about breathing with all of you.
Great. Thank you so much, Mallory, for that, grounding that I don't think many of us probably take on a Friday afternoon. So thank you so much. And hi, everyone, whoever's participating today. Thank you for joining us. My name is Bri Ng Schwartz, and I'm the manager of donor and community relations at Jack Arts in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn. And I'm also a contributing writer for Mixed Asian Media. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am joining you all from Brooklyn, New York, the occupied homeland of the Lenape and Canarsie people. I am a mixed race woman with brown hair, brown eyes, and light skin, and I am streaming with a brown/white brick wall behind me. And I'll be leading our quick Q&A with our lovely practitioner of the day. So Mallory, I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm curious as to what was your entry point into wellness work as a whole?
This actually came into my life sort of unexpectedly. I was about 19 and I had gotten really into running and really serious about that. And that became a huge part of my life. And then I got a knee injury and I couldn't run. And I was really not excited about doing any other type of exercise. And a couple months into not being able to exercise in the way that I had used to, I got really depressed and realized that I needed to do something to shift out of it. And so I heard that yoga class was great for helping your body heal from injuries. So I went to the closest yoga studio to me, which was Bikram Hot Yoga. And I loved it because I was able to have a really intense workout without hurting my knee again. But through the course of taking those classes, I started having some really intense experiences of, crying doing certain poses, especially with hip openers, and having a lot of experiences in the hot room where my breath felt constricted and triggering, childhood memories that I hadn't realized I was keeping. And so really that those classes started bringing up a lot in me. And I also noticed how after going to yoga class, my physiological state was so different. I was so much more calm, more grounded. At this time in my life, I used to have anxiety to the point where a therapist recommended that I take medication for it, which I didn't end up doing. But I just noticed how much that could shift how I experience myself in the world. And in Bikram Hot Yoga, they don't really explain anything that's happening to you. They just say, do this pose, now do the next one, hold it. And so I really had no idea what was happening in my body. And now I understand so much more. It really started me on a journey of trying to understand what's happening in my body and more about the wider yoga tradition, which from my own experience had totally transformed my experience of life. And I found out that there was a lot more to yoga and yoga philosophy than Bikram, that it's a tradition that has been refined over many, many generations. And there is so much wisdom there. And also, when I moved to New York, I started studying at the Nalanda Institute, which is this amazing community that brings together traditional spiritual practices with modern science. And so I started learning from doctors and researchers what's actually the impact of doing certain breath techniques and exercise on your body, on your nervous system. And I'm kind of a nerd. So I really loved that. And I couldn't believe that in all of my formal education, no one had taught me about my own body. and what was happening in my nervous system or how I was experiencing the world. And I was like, this is fundamental information that I just want to share with as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's interesting. I studied theater and I always think the same thing of these, we're being taught to use our bodies in a certain way, but not what the nervous system is trying to tell us. And so this all really resonates with me for sure. So how did breath connection come to be?
The origin of breath connection was actually because I had returned from studying more intensive meditation, breath work, and yoga in India for a couple of months. And I came back, and before I left for that trip, I had been teaching in some yoga studios around New York City. And I really had the realization that that's not the format that I wanted to share this information in, because yoga studios, one, don't treat in general, I'll say, don't treat their teachers or pay them very well at all. And also, the model of the classes are really informal, are really anonymous, is what I'm trying to say. You walk in, you don't know anyone there, you don't even introduce yourself to anyone, and you just take the class and leave. And I was like, I actually don't want to have that kind of relationship that feels really commodified and transactional, sharing information and practices that I feel like are so deep and personal. And so I did a lot of contemplation on how I wanted to share this work and the way that I wanted to teach. And one of the things I used to do before the pandemic is have a monthly breath connection gathering at my home, which was about, we'll breathe together and do a breathwork class, but then we'll also have intentional time to connect and have conversation and be in community and then eat a meal together. And so that was the origin of breath connection, is not just connecting to our breath, but also connecting to one another and realizing that, our journey is not just to alone, but we're always interconnected. And that's something that, I feel like is sometimes lost in more commercial spaces.
Definitely. You spoke a little bit towards the end of what you just said, but could you speak a little bit more to the power of breathing with a collective as opposed to as an individual?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they both have value. I really encourage every person to have your own individual meditation or breath practice. That's your time to connect with yourself and come back to your experience. And I think that's really important. At the same time, there is a different power to breathing in community, and something I've actually missed so much since COVID. When you're in a room of 100 people and you're all breathing in the same way in the same time, there's this amazing experience of attunement, because with your syncing up your breath pattern, you also sync up a lot of other physiological markers like your heart rate. And so it's palpable, this experience of being in tune with and connected with everyone around you. And I think, even before the pandemic, our culture here in America these days is very individualistic, and we have lost a lot of those traditions that bring us into that kind of connection with each other. So there's a great power to that.
Great. We're wrapping up our time together, but before we let you go, what is one thing that all of us could do on a daily basis that could help us improve our breath patterns?
I think the first thing is to become aware of your own breath patterns. So I know that for me, I used to be in anxious or stressful situations, and when that happens, your body naturally starts to make your breath quicker and more shallow. Like that's the start of if it escalates, it becomes a panic attack, right? And that's very connected to your breath patterns. And I wouldn't even be aware that my body was doing this. It was unconscious. So I think the first thing is just pay more attention and notice how your breath feels more often, because it can give you a lot of information about how you're feeling and what's happening in your body and your life. And then the second thing I'll say is that any of the 3 practices we did today, 5-5-5 breath, the spinal breath, and blooming lotus, are all great practices. Just pick one and do it every day for 5 minutes for the rest of the week, and see how it changes the way that you feel.
Cool. I know I'll definitely be trying that this week. So, Mallory, thank you so much again for joining us today. I see you have an account in your little bio there, but would you mind sharing other ways people can find you?
Yes, you can also find me on my website, breathconnection.co, and connecting with me on Instagram at breathconnection is another great way. And the main way that I teach at the moment is doing one-on-one programs with people who, if you're looking to develop a more consistent meditation practice of your own, or have a personalized breath practice that is really targeted to specific areas of your life that you're working on. So, for example, someone who has anxiety, you might want a different kind of breath practice than someone who's struggling with low energy, because different breaths affect our body in different ways. And so, if you really want, more customized consultation on what kind of practice is better for you and how to integrate it into your life, I'd love to connect with you, because I really want everyone in the world to be empowered with these tools to be able to be in command of your own state at any time, no matter what's happening in your life around you.
Yeah. Great. Thank you again. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, whoever's out there watching. You can find me pretty much on any platform at Bri Ng Schwartz, or my organization, which is JackNY. So that's our website, www.jackny.org. And enjoy the rest of Mixed Asian Media Festival. All right.
Thank you so much, Bri.
Thank you. Bye.